Hey everybody, it's Chuck Barone. It is Thursday, May the 2nd, 2024. We got a very big show today. I want to talk about some doom scrolling, doom saying. But first, before I get rolling, I want to be brief on some of this stuff today, guys. So before I get rolling along, let me take a second to welcome everybody to the show. Good to see everybody here. My man Salty is here. Uh, Attila, my man. Good to see you guys. Greg, how's it going? It's going to be a good show today. You guys are going to like this. All right. Anyway, let's talk about markets real quick. The markets today rallied up. It was a weird day. I'm looking at the data we got today, and I'm not seeing it like, wow, great. Let's rally. But the market's still giddy about Powell yesterday. Powell said one sentence. It's unlikely that the next move the Fed makes will be a rate hike. And they have clung to that to basically say the Fed has ruled out any rate increases. So the market rallied. So the stock market was up across the board today. The Dow gains 322 points, sitting at 38,225. The NASDAQ jumps 235 points, 15,840 on the NASDAQ. S&P up 45 points, sitting at 5,064 on the S&P. So across the board, stocks galloped up today. Okay, well, the bond market rallies also. So when I say rally, that means prices up, yields down, 10-year down 3 basis points, now sitting at 4.57. It was just up 20 basis points higher just a little bit ago. The 2-year down 5 basis points, 4.89%, was just at 504. So really, what news did we get really that should bring rates down like this? I didn't see it. Dollar today also down, meaning here we go again with this rate cut stuff. Dollar down 38 basis points. Elevate. Dean, all right. We got everybody here today. Kevin, nice. So the dollar at 105.34 on the index, still a good, strong number, but it was just over a point higher just a very, very short time ago. Precious metals with stocks up, with the dollar down, you would think gold and silver are going to have a good day today. No. Now, gold falls $16.50, $2,303.50 for an ounce of gold. Silver just falls 3 cents. No, not a big deal. Sitting at $26.71 for an ounce of silver. So still decent numbers. Just a surprise because I would think with the dollar down and stocks up, you'd see gold rise too. Didn't happen. Oil today falls, but just a little bit, down 8 cents a barrel, $78.92. I've been telling you guys gold is overpriced. It's going to come down. It's going to get back in that bucket between 70 and 75. I've been very consistent on this pretty much every day. And here we go. It's on its way back. Bitcoin rallies up today, up $2,533, threatening 60,000 again, sitting at $59,323. This is a big one now, guys. 60,000 is the number. We're going to see now Bitcoin, if it can break back up above 60,000 and hold it, that's going to turn into real support for Bitcoin. If it can't get back up above 69,000 and sustain it, now that's going to turn into big resistance for Bitcoin. So we're at a little bit of a crossroads here. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. All right, briefly, let's talk about the data we got today. We got two important pieces today, both related to work, jobs. So the unemployment claims comes out today. Comes in at 208,000. Less than they were expecting, 212,000. 212,000, which was like the number every week for like 5 out of 6 weeks. They were expecting that number again. They got 208. So job market's still strong. They needed to spike up, right? Not happening. So job market, a little more pressure, a little more inflationary pressure on the market. Same time, unit labor costs. labor costs spike up 4.7% the last quarter after being flat the fourth quarter. So that's a pretty big move. So the cost of having workers, having employees rising pretty rapidly. They were expecting a 4% jump, so it's not completely a shocker, okay? But if you take both of these together, jobs still strong, wages, benefits going higher, costing more. How is that great news for Powell? He needs the labor market to soften up. He needs job losses to increase, not decrease. He needs wages to flatten out. He doesn't need wage increases. So all of this is super inflationary. Market shrugs it off like it's nothing. At the same time, we get productivity stalls out completely, was up 3.5% in the fourth quarter. First quarter comes in at 0.3%. Not good. Not good numbers. Now, tomorrow's the big one. Tomorrow's the monthly jobs number. We'll see how many jobs were created. They're talking 243,000 is what they expect. Last month came in over 300,000, so we'll see. That's going to be a big deal tomorrow because if you add on a super hot jobs number, and ADP already been predicting it's going to be a hot one, add on with that, with the rest of this stuff, you can kiss that. Our next hike is unlikely, or our next move is unlikely to be a rate increase. Interesting stuff. Before I roll on to this doomsaying, want to talk about Apple for a second. Apple today announcing a $110 billion stock buyback. If you can't get your earnings up by selling product, if you can't get your earnings up by margin, here's your method. And $110 billion is the biggest buyback in the history of planet Earth. So now this used to be illegal, okay? The SEC, and they used to consider this market manipulation, and it is, because it's going to change the earnings per share, which is going to make the stock price go up. It's just, it's a game they play, okay? 110 friggin' billion dollars. Why don't they pay Ukraine, man? Why don't they, send the 60 billion to Ukraine instead of our broke ass government, man? Do more good there than it would do, or with Israel or whatever. I'm just talking about any expense the government has to pay. Would do much better there than it is going to do buying back bullshit Apple shares. It's just the craziest times I've ever seen in this world, guys. It's just nutso. All right, so let me move on to the doomsaying here. This is what everybody's been waiting for. Let me give it to you guys, okay? You guys have heard me grouching about it. It seems like this is, every title that I see has some kind of, oh my God, the end of the world is near. The banks are collapsing, the government's collapsing, the dollar's collapsing, everything's collapsing, the government's out to get you, they want to make you a slave, they want blah, 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 long list of bullshit, right? Now, you've heard me complaining about it, but let me share my thoughts on why I'm complaining about it. Because I think they're all way off base and they're seeing things wrong, guys. Okay? Now, most of these doomsayers want to blame the government. The government is the bad guy. The government is the one. The government is the one that wants to blah, blah, blah. Government, 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 or a certain part of the government. It's the president, it's Biden, it's Trump, it's whoever, the president. Or a political party. It's the Democrats, it's the Republicans, it's the red team, it's the blue team, it's the whatever. That's how they want to frame all of this around the government. Well, that's not the way I see it, guys, okay? That's exactly what the real bad guys want everybody to think. That's what they want everybody to see. That's what they want everybody to believe, okay? Now let's get right to it and be mad at the right people, okay? Who are the right people? Well, the wealthy and the corporations. Now, politicians and the government are complicit in all of it. But let's say it like it is, guys. They're front men, they're pawns, they're pretty faces and talking heads to do the work they're paid to do by their wealthy benefactors. Okay? So, let me read some of my notes here. So they're complicit, but the bad guys are the real bad guys are the corporations and the wealthy. That's why all the rules, all the thoughts, all the laws, and everything is written to their benefit. Okay? Now, you guys know me. I'm no flaming liberal. I'm no commie. I'm no anti capitalist. I think everybody should get as wealthy as they possibly can. But use your money for something good for the world, right? Not to manipulate laws to make more money off the backs of other people. And I saw a thing today, made me laugh. It said, when they tell you the key to wealth is hard work, ask them who's hard work, right? Anyway, it's not the government that wants to turn everybody into a slave, okay? So here's the way I do it, okay? The government doesn't write the laws. They don't make the decisions. The wealthy people do. The lobbyists do. The moneyed interests, corporate, private, whatever, okay? And you can see that by the way they're funding these elections these days, right? So the government is just nothing more than the front man, their pawn, so that everybody can point the finger at them instead of eating the rich, right? So here's the way I look at it. Here's the way you should frame it. When you see some of this stuff going, okay, ask yourself this. Will anything you see in the news that might upset you, will this benefit the rich? If I was a billionaire, would I want this to happen? Now, let me ask you this. Do you believe it's in the billionaire's best interest to see the government paying everybody and everybody living off the government? Or is it in their best interest to have all of us working in their stores, in their businesses, for way less than we actually produce? If you're a billionaire, which do you want? If you're a billionaire, do you want banks to blow up all over the country? You want a big government financial crisis? No. Do you want the dollar to finish, to end? Well, it probably wouldn't affect you as much as it would affect, the working people. So frame it that way, guys. It'll really help you get everything in a more proper perspective. Now, be mad at the government. They're a bunch of assholes, okay? They're paid pawns and nothing more, okay? But so you want to figure out which way things are really going to go? Ask yourself that question. If I was a billionaire, what would I want? Because 99 out of 100 times, that's what we're going to get. Okay? Now, the working people and all the rules, the government's writing the rules. Rich people are obviously writing the rules for them. They're just signing their names to it. Okay? But it's all to the detriment of us, all to the detriment of working people. Okay? So, if you are sitting there and you ask yourself, if I'm a billionaire, do I want this to happen? And the answer is no, put it out of your mind. And know that chances are most likely that is not going to happen. Now, don't get me wrong, there's stuff that goes wrong sometimes. Sometimes the wealthy get a little over their own skis and make a big mess of things, and the government has to bail them out. When I say government, I mean us. Okay? But if the rich don't want it, it's not likely going to happen. Ta-da! End of rant. Last of it. Powell was out yesterday, as you know, okay, talking about next move is not likely to be a rate cut. Here's the deal. Options traders, the real insiders in the market, betting Powell's full of crap. 25% chance already in the options market that we're going to get a rate hike this year. So the professionals in the market not believing a word Powell's saying. And I've been telling you guys the whole time, and I've been right about these interest rates, man. I told you what it was like in the 70s and 80s. I told you don't get rid of this problem as quickly as they've been advertising it. I told you guys, I'm sticking to that. If we're lucky, we get one rate cut this year. Now, I know there's a lot of people on YouTube talking about they're going to cut no matter what. I'm telling you, they're not, because they got no opportunity to cut before the summer gets here. The data just is working against them. They're not going to cut during a presidential election, especially when one of the people running is Donald Trump. Trump will tear, if they cut rates, Trump is going to tear them a new ass, and it's going to be his number one theme in all of his campaign stops. The Fed, Biden has now got the Federal Reserve and the government working to help him win the election. It's, you know, that's what he's going to say. And I'm telling you, the Fed does not want to get involved in this stuff politically. Okay. So we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, that's it for the day. I hope it was amusing for you guys. I don't have it in me to be a crazy, ranting, raving lunatic. That's just not my style, okay? I try to be a little more level-headed, a little more, I don't know. I look at it like I'm talking to you guys like you were my mom or my family, or even a client. Like I'm at Lehman still, and you guys are a client sitting across from my desk, and we're talking about the market. We're talking about the way the world working and how to invest money. That's the way I try to talk to you guys. Legit, real, not clickbait bullshit, not stuff to hype you guys up every day, not stuff to scare the crap out of you guys endlessly, man. We don't need that. The truth is hard enough. And we all know that. Anyway, that's it for the day, guys. Please like this, hit the like button for this video. It changes our algorithms around. We're trying to get more views up on this thing. That also changes the algorithms and gets us out there for more and more people. Share the video with your friends. Make sure you're subscribed. Check your notifications. Do your duty, guys. I will be on comments. Like I've been trying to do that every day, at least responding with a thank you for the comment to everybody's stuff. Hit me back up, guys. I'll be on comments today after the show's over. Love you guys. Appreciate the support. We'll be back tomorrow to wrap up a friggin' crazy week with the big jobs report. Until then, everybody, take care.